Hey, what's going on, movie lovers? We are back today with Beyond Skyline.
Yeah, I made
Very
you
excited.
watch the first Skyline, and we found out there was a sequel.
Yeah,
I think
day.
while we were recording the
Yeah.
podcast, we looked up and like, holy shit, there's a sequel.
Yeah,
And
then it was
it's-
like 2 months later it came out.
yeah, it's on Netflix,
Yeah.
and you can watch it.
It came out really quick. Yeah, so we are Shut Up I Like This podcast, where we talk about how much we love movies, and we don't really hate things.
We
all
don't
that
shit
much.
all over things
Yeah,
unnecessarily.
We like
It's
movies.
too easy to do.
Yeah, we like stuff.
It's too easy to hate.
Yeah, talk about what you like.
Yeah.
Have fun.
So many people I
Don't
follow
be-
on Twitter just hate all over everything.
Well, that's the cool thing to do.
Who does that? I like
It's
movies.
the cool thing to do.
I like movies. You should like movies.
It's really tough for some people.
Yeah, apparently.
it's really hard.
Yeah.
But Beyond Skyline, I fucking had a ball with.
Yeah.
It was it started off like kind of okay, it's
Mhm.
fine, I like it, but then that fucking third part, it just like takes it to
the end act of the film
takes
is really cool.
a new high.
This is a good kind of B movie. Like, I think this is a B movie, but I don't mean that
Kind of,
I don't
yeah.
mean that as like a knock on it of like this is
Right.
like, oh, this is shit. Like, this is like a legitimate B film that's good and enjoyable, and this understands what it is.
We could have put like Bruce Campbell in it. That would have been amazing.
Oh, that'd have been great.
Have him come out of the aliens.
Yes.
This is my boomstick, and then he starts shooting the aliens. Be awesome.
Actually had a funny idea, but I'll get to that later on when we talk about more of the end of the film. But I was
Okay.
like, oh, this could have tied in with another film that we did a podcast over
Oh, that we've already done.
that we've already done.
All right. Well, I'll start thinking about it as we record.
See
it.
if you can-
see if I can guess.
connect the dots.
See if
between
I can
yeah.
get it. So I mean, usually everybody knows we do our first experience watching this. However, I think this is the second film we've done that's just been straight to Netflix.
Because
And
we did
so-
Cloverfield.
No,
Did we do Cloverfield?
we did Bright.
We did Bright.
We haven't
that's
done
right.
Cloverfield.
I thought we had talked about
We
doing
talked about it.
Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah, but I think before we jump to Paradox,
We
I
should
think
work through
do
the
all
whole-
of them. Maybe that would be cool. That'd be like a cool 3-hour special
Ooh,
where we do
oh,
Cloverfield, 10 Cloverfield Lane, and then Cloverfield Paradox.
I would be down for that
That
because
would be fucking awesome.
you can do a fucking deep dive on Cloverfield. and you can fall down that rabbit
With the
hole
websites
of,
and,
Slusho.
fuck. Yeah, I've lost myself in that rabbit hole many a times.
Yeah, I know.
If
If J.J. Abrams is listening, your website fucked me over because I ordered a Slusho t-shirt way back in the day and I never got it. So fuck you, man. You owe me like $20 for a t-shirt.
Slusho t-shirt.
Yeah, because it's cool. I want
Yeah,
a
that is
t-shirt
cool.
with like Slusho on it.
I mean, I'm wearing a Shop Smart, Shop S Smart,
Yeah, that's
so
pretty
I
cool.
mean, I can't really say anything. Oh, by the way, $6shirts.com. They got some good shit on there. So, yeah, we're not affiliated with them, but I mean, it's just a cool place.
Yeah.
And if you buy 10 of them, it's only $50.
Yeah, temp the shit you
Yeah,
love,
they got
right?
a bunch of cool shit on there. They got Shop Smart, Shop S Smart. I got like a Gotham City Rogues, the football team.
Oh, yeah.
Yo Home, Smell You Later. I got a bunch of cool shit. So check that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the first experience.
Was watching it
Yeah,
on,
I mean, we don't
on
really
Netflix
have,
at home.
Yeah.
That's
So
kind of it.
yeah, I just watched it yesterday.
It's not as much fun as like, I was at the theater
exactly.
when I was 12 years old, but
We kind of talked about this before, so we won't go into it again. But with Netflix, we talked about how awesome it is, but
Yeah.
that is kind of one of the things you lose.
you do miss the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not as fun to say, yesterday I was sitting at home in my underwear and I turned on Beyond Skyline and sat in my couch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And,
You lose,
and
yeah.
I ate pepperoni straight from the package watching the film because
Oh,
that's
God.
what you do.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Oh, what? I don't know. Favorite scenes. So we'll just jump right into that. You want me to go first?
Yeah, sure. You can go first.
All right. Well, my favorite. It's a half and half.
Okay.
I chose two of them. Number one, I'd probably say like that third act where they're fighting,
Yeah.
and you get to
that's pretty
see
solid.
Iko and Yayan. I don't know how to say his name, but they're going kung fu on fucking aliens, and you
Yeah.
got the girl shooting everybody, and Grillo's being Frank Grillo, and that scene was fucking awesome. And then it turns into like fucking Pacific Rim or something.
Yeah.
And you got like it turns into a monster movie where they're fighting each other. It's like Godzilla and shit.
That fight scene was better than the
Fucking
entirety
awesome.
of Pacific Rim Uprising. I know after the intro we were just like, we don't shit all over film, but occasionally I don't like.
That's not your favorite.
I don't like everything.
Yeah.
And,
Well, it's not your favorite.
yeah, I wasn't a fan of Pacific Rim Uprising. Skyline did a better job in like 5
minutes. But that
minutes.
fucking alien monster fight was badass.
Yeah.
And
even though it opened like a space vagina.
Yeah, you said
It did.
Yeah, you just
it totally.
me.
It opened it up, and I'm like,
yeah, kind of. There was quite a few of those. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. That's kind of why I like this film.
Yeah.
It doesn't take itself super
it
serious.
Doesn't. Right. But it's still awesome. It's
enjoyable.
The same time.
Yeah. That's a good pick. Good pick for a scene.
But I was kind of torn because I like the when they're in the ship. I like the flashback, and you get to see how they kind of. There's 2 points where they kind of tie in with the first Skyline, and I want to talk about the other one here in a little bit. But the flashback, and we find out that it is Jared helping him from the first one, and his wife is there, and then they have the kid, which is holy shit. We got to talk about the kid too. But I like how they tied it in together right there.
Yeah, it was really neat. I am a big sucker for like movie sequels that take place at the same time as one another.
Fucking awesome.
You don't get that a lot, but like when Fast and the Furious backtracked to Tokyo Drift, and you got to see what happened with Han, and then they changed it just a little bit, and it was Jason Statham.
Yeah,
like that was cool as shit.
Yeah,
or like the opening of Batman v Superman, like we talked about in that one.
Oh my god,
which
don't
is
get me started.
Fucking cool. I love that so much.
Amazing.
Where it goes back and you get to see that
it's just a different. It's the same thing, just a different perspective.
Yeah, I love that shit so much. I'm a sucker for it.
Yes,
and so
I love that.
Beyond Skyline takes place at the same time as the first Skyline, just from this is what's happening to these people.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool.
No, it's amazing. That's what I would do. That's the shit that I want.
That's neat.
If I want to make a series that's just like I want to do what Cloverfield did. I want to do what this does. I just want like Cloverfield. Anybody after the Super Bowl could watch Cloverfield Paradox and go, "Oh, that was interesting."
I did.
Well, I mean, like people who haven't seen the first one.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Anybody could go, "Oh, that was a really cool movie." They're not necessarily completely linear, you know what I mean?
But if
it's their own standalone film.
But if you were fans and you've done a deep dive of the first 2 Cloverfield films, you can see how they link together and how the puzzle pieces fit.
I think it's amazing that they can be standalone films, but at the same time,
there's
like 5,000 connections.
I'm a big sucker for shit like that. I think that's really cool.
I love it, but it drives me nuts because then I stay up all night.
I know.
Like on the fucking the Cloverfield website. When in 2008 when that shit came out, and you're on the website and getting lost in the oil drilling and reading all the stupid fucking letters and
I did all of that. Oh my
god, that was horrible. But it's amazing. But at the same time, I was like, I just wasted like 9 hours tonight.
Do you remember when people would like look at the teaser poster and they would like, oh, if you crop part of the top corner and you change the color and you think you can see the monster, but it was just fucking clouds.
Yeah.
Like, I love fan theories like that. I think that's neat.
Cloverfield fucking crushed it. And I think Skyline, if they keep going, they're going down the same path.
I think so.
I think they could this next one, assuming they do a next one, could fucking be awesome.
Yeah.
I
can see them doing more. What's the budget? Maybe we'll get to that later. But it's gotta be cheap.
Yeah.
To make this film.
What was the first one we said? Like
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I'm bad with numbers. Like next to nothing.
$20 million or something.
Yeah, and so they probably made this one next to nothing.
I mean, aside from the actors they got.
Yeah, they paid a little more for Frank Grillo, the man.
Frank Grillo. They got Iko Uwais and Yayan Ruyin from The Raid, Headshot, stuff like that. And then they got, what's his name? Cullen Mulvey? He was KG Beast in BBS.
Oh, really?
He was the scientist guy.
Oh, okay.
So I imagine he's worth something, right?
Something.
Um,
Everyone's worth something.
right.
God, way to put people
I'm sorry.
down.
No, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The cast is great.
Mhm.
I know, like when we first saw it, we got super excited because of Frank Grillo.
Grillo.
But Iko is my boy.
Mhm.
I fucking all his films. There's The Raid, obviously like The Raid 2, Headshot, Marato or something. All these are on Netflix.
Yeah.
Except maybe The Raid. But all those are fucking amazing.
Was he in? What was that other one I really like? District B2, B12. You know what I'm talking about? It's kind of like The Raid. Oh, it's really good. You should.
I don't know.
You can get the title for you.
I don't know.
We're talking about favorite scenes. I think.
Oh yeah.
I think side tangent.
We are.
I think mine was probably. What do you call it? It wasn't a spaceship, but like the pod that they were in at the beginning of the film when they first get captured. Like you look into the light, and then they get sucked up into the. Right. I don't know, the pod or the craft or whatever. Yeah. And then so there's that scene where there was the guy that was hanging upside down. He was the one that was like partially blind. They called him Sarge. They called him Sarge. I like the whole scene where they were trying
to like, get him down. And
yeah,
shit.
Yeah. I thought that was really fun.
I liked him as a character too. He was
a good character.
A good little side character.
Yeah.
I liked how he was a smart ass and like just ready to take on everything.
I know. Yeah. And you didn't need a lot of backstory to get him. Like, I appreciate in a film like this, you don't have to hit me with a ton of backstory for characters. They gave enough of him to where like, oh, I get him. I get that.
What did you...
That's all you need.
Right at the beginning, this threw me off. I honestly had no idea. Right at the beginning with the woman who like wakes up and takes the head things off and it's like the flash forward. And we find out at the end of the movie, it's the little girl.
Yeah.
I thought, like, throughout the movie, I'm like, is that his fucking wife or something?
Or
like, what? I'm probably a fucking idiot. I'm sure a lot of people got that. But I was completely lost about that. But I thought that was awesome. It gave me, like, a Resident Evil vibe.
Oh,
like,
okay.
she's Alice. She's, like,
I follow.
She's, like,
I follow.
The counter punch to the aliens. Or do zombies.
District B13.
District B13?
District B13, you ever seen that one?
Set in the ghettos of Paris in 2010, an undercover cop and an ex-thug try to infiltrate a gang in order to defuse a neutron bomb.
Yeah, and like everyone in it is just like stuntmen.
Huh.
That were like famous stuntmen, and so they just got them together, and all of the fight choreography in it is like real shit.
Oh, I bet.
It's good. I got it.
Oh, it's a French movie?
Yeah, yep.
Is it subtitled or is it...
It's been a spell since I've seen it. I don't remember. It's probably subtitled.
Cool.
I'll have to, you should watch it. That would be a good one to do on this.
District B2. District 12? District 9?
District 9. It came out before District 9.
Oh, man. Before we get any further, because this is what I really want to talk about. This is the BVS moment and Beyond Skyline.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably, 15, 20 minutes into the film when they're running down the sewers and shit, and then they look outside and they see all the planes and shit.
Oh, yeah, that was really cool.
Same exact shit.
I marked out for that. That was neat.
That's amazing.
Because I remembered that.
Yeah.
Because
it was like the Star Wars battle in Skyline.
Because was that towards the...
It was like towards the end of the first one.
Towards the end of the first movie.
Yeah. And then they watch them, and that one plane you see, they show from the distance.
It's like the hero plane.
And it's like, and then it gets blown up, and it still launches it, and they're up in their condo or whatever.
Because in the first movie, remember they were looking through the telescope?
Oh, right.
They were looking through
connected to the TV.
The telescope on the TV behind them. Yeah.
Stupid. But for sure.
I thought that was neat because you got to see it more up close this time. And
then you got to see like the aftermath.
It felt like the explosion was bigger.
Yeah.
Like it had more weight to it, and the first one it just kind of hit.
It was like firework.
Yeah.
and then this one it was like everybody was flying back, and there was holes in the ground, and
which is probably more real as to what would actually happen.
For sure,
I would think.
That was a damn good thing they're in the sewer.
Yeah, no doubt.
Or the tram, whatever it was.
Although they killed the one guy that got crushed in the sewer. I really liked him.
In the sewer. Or the tram. Who got crushed?
Yeah, I don't know. The one guy. I'm terrible with
What?
character names.
I can't remember who got crushed. Oh, the guy that pulled the lady out?
Yeah.
Oh.
He got crushed.
You liked him?
I thought he was cool.
Oh.
I don't know. I like the actor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know who it was. He was only there for like 5 minutes. How'd you like him?
I don't know. I'm weird. I don't know. I watch a movie. I always pick out like background actors. And
I liked his partner.
Cool. Yeah.
His partner was cool. He's from something and I can't remember either. I don't remember his name. But I like his partner, and I'm kind of bummed that he went out early.
We really need a Jamie.
Yeah,
who keeps saying that.
That'd be great.
Can you look this up for us, Jamie? IMDb this shit.
Okay, so the plane that we saw, the missile, was 18 and a half minutes into this film. So beyond Skyline, it happens 18 minutes in, and then in Skyline, it probably happens. That's probably the third act.
I thought it was towards the end of the film.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's towards the end.
Yeah.
Real quick, kind of the only nitpick that I had, just to get it out of the way. I'm kind of bummed that they didn't get Eric Balfour and what's her face back.
I know.
Or even just take scenes from the first one. They did a flashback of them. Why didn't they just use a flashback from the first fucking film?
I don't know.
Instead of just recasting them.
He couldn't have possibly been A, busy, or
He's
B,
a big A actor,
or
sir.
B, that expensive. We could get him on this podcast, Jeff. Or B, that expensive.
If we could get Eric Balfour to talk to us, that'd be cool.
He seems like a cool guy to hang out with.
I would hang out with him.
Don't you think so?
Yeah.
You hang out and have a couple beers and shoot the shit.
Talk about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And,
yeah. Oh my god, I love that movie so much.
Skyline.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you make your decisions in Hollywood, sir?
You know what's funny? Side tangent for just a brief second. Everyone hated that Texas Chainsaw film when it first came out, but I've noticed people are looping back to it and being like, it's actually pretty good. Isn't that what we do on this podcast all the time?
Who's the lady? Jessica Biel.
Jessica
Biel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jessica Biel and Eric. See, I like that one, and then I like the one maybe after that.
Texas Chainsaw Beginning.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it was surprisingly good.
I like Mike Vogel and can't remember who else was in that. But those actors, I like those actors. And then isn't R. Lee Ermey was the Yeah, that's too bad too.
And because he just passed on, that's kind of why I've noticed a lot more people were talking about that movie in a positive light of being like, I went back and watched it. And this is actually a really good movie.
That's not bad.
I was like, I liked it when it first came out. Welcome to the party.
Fuck you guys.
God.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Real quick, because it'll be like a week or two afterwards. So R. Lee Ermey, and then we just heard about Vern Troyer.
Yeah.
So fuck.
Yeah, I remember seeing Austin Powers 2 in theaters.
Oh my god!
And having no idea that Mini-Me was in it because he wasn't in any of the trailers or anything. And that was the funniest fall out of your seat laugh shit.
Yeah,
that was so good when that came out, dude. Well, funny.
Didn't we just talk about Vern Troyer last week with Wishmaster? He was in
Wishmaster.
Oh my gosh!
Wow,
that's crazy how that works.
Yeah,
Vern Troyer was in Wishmaster. That's weird how we just... okay. Yeah. Anyway, that's too bad. We need to quit talking about people. Now Frank Grillo's.
No, don't do that. Not Frank. Put a circle of salt around him. Keep the demons out.
Oh, man. Right off the bat, I wrote down... I was getting a lot of horror movie vibes, like in the beginning.
I can see that.
It was almost... I couldn't...
When they were inside the pod.
Right.
Yeah.
That was almost kind of like Pandorum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I could see that.
That was kind of Pandorum-y. And then even, like, when he comes out of the pisser in the police station and everybody's gone.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't name a specific movie, but just one of those horror movies where you come out and everybody's gone.
Yeah. Like
and then
beginning of The Walking Dead.
Lights and, shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have been Andrew Lincoln right there. Yeah, I don't know. This movie's not bad.
No, it's a good film.
We've already mentioned quite a bit, and we just got started. We haven't even gotten into the movie, really.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the girl a little bit. The baby.
I don't like
the baby.
kids in films.
You have to add weight.
I don't like kids in films.
Oh,
that was my complaint.
I just watched.
She's fine.
Have you seen Clown?
Yeah, Clown is good.
That has like 5 murdered little kids in it, and you watch that and you're fine?
Yeah, because that movie had the balls to murder kids. Horror movies don't do that.
What's wrong with... That is a horror movie.
Yeah.
What's wrong with
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with her. She's fine. It's just stupid. I just don't like...
You don't like kids, but you like Clown, where he eats little kids?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I just watched that.
Clown is a good film.
So is this.
I know it is.
There's nothing
I'm
wrong
not
with
knocking it.
having
I'm
a
just
kid.
saying I don't like kids in films.
Okay,
like,
well...
the kid in Indiana Jones fucking ruined Indiana Jones. Fuck that kid.
Okay, this is getting out of hand. We're gonna have to stop. Kick you out. We're still gonna talk about it anyway because it's really fucking trippy.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on like the aging? Like, is it? What do you think? Is it like
as to why she would age?
Yeah, like
so
is
fast?
that part of their harvesting? Are they trying to produce humans faster for whatever they're doing with us?
Yeah, I kind of was getting some Matrixy vibes from that, like how the machines in the Matrix are using humans for power. Well, in this film, they're sucking our brains out, and they're using them for, like, to transplant into bodies to make more slaves. And then they also seem to be using them for other things as well, too. But I don't know. It was kind of left vague, maybe on purpose, but maybe to power machinery or weapons or something, because you would see the brains would fall into that funnel thing, and then it would shoot out that big blue ball of light that like everyone would look up at.
Right. Ooh, what's that?
Everyone would look up at that, and so that seemed to be powered by human brains or something as well, too.
Right.
So if you just kind of like connect your sci-fi dots here a little bit, you can go...
Yeah, they were kind of
They would need as many people as quickly as possible to power and get slaves and all the other shit, so of course they would grow humans at a faster rate.
So I'm wondering... But I don't... That's weird, because the other pregnant ones, they just snatched out, which that was a fucking...
Yeah, that was... pretty terrible.
Grisly scene.
Yeah.
Ballsy scene. I mean, they didn't know about her, though. Right? Like, she was kind of hidden away, and Jared was taking care of her. But the baby was... What? I can't remember. At the end of Skyline, was she injected with something? Did they give her anything?
I don't think so.
Because I'm wondering, like... Or is it because... Oh. I mean, it wouldn't be at...
I guess, maybe...
I don't know why or what got in her system, or is it... I don't know.
Maybe it's something about rejecting the light, because this is kind of going back to the first film. Remember when Eric, like, he looked at the light and seen the shit come all over his face?
Yeah.
And then he, like, rejects it, he doesn't get sucked into it, and that's kind of what started him... Like, he was having problems throughout the course of the film afterwards, and then when he gets turned into the alien, you're kind of led to believe that maybe that had something to do with how he was able to, like, reject the body and come back as himself.
But what about the baby?
Well...
She was already pregnant before that.
Yeah.
So, and then they got sucked up.
So if the mom was exposed to this light...
Was she, though?
She had to have been. She was sucked up by it.
Oh, yeah,
so
they were, weren't they?
If you...
But so were the rest of them.
Yeah.
So would they have... Oh! So
That's why.
Okay, so maybe they took him out and then put him somewhere else to grow. But it was left in her, so it just kept growing really quickly. I don't know. That's weird.
It's kind of confusing.
It makes you think about it. Now I want to know.
Yeah. Maybe that's the
Maybe we're missing something.
Maybe the reason why they ripped them out is because they know that that's a side effect of this light, this radiation, is that this is a side effect of it, and so they rip them out to stop them from growing.
I need answers. I don't know.
Because you're also led to believe that the chick, the baby in this film, can resist... Alice from Resident Evil, can resist the light.
Right.
Yeah.
But I want to know why. I want biological answers and genetic DNA mock-ups on my desk. I want to know.
Not knowing is part of the fun.
I know, but
Connecting
it's
the
also
dots
part of my migraines.
Talking about it.
Okay, but were you... Oh, my God. I was freaked out, like, when she started growing. Because
It was weird.
right away... okay, not right away. I've already skipped a bunch of notes. But... I lost it. Okay. Stuck in a situation like that with a baby is hashtag my greatest fear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never want to be put in a situation of life and death with a fucking baby.
Someone
let
else's
alone,
kid.
let alone my children now.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, I'm pretty cocky and arrogant this way, but I feel like if I was put in this life or death situation, if I had to just worry about me, like, I feel like I would be fine.
You'd be better off.
Well, yeah, but I feel like I feel like I could live.
Sure.
Because I'm awesome. But
you're on my zombie apocalypse team.
I feel like if I had to worry about everybody else, like I would be like Michonne in season 2. I would just roam by myself with some zombie bitches and make sure I survive. As soon as you get with other people,
that's when you're fucked.
People are panicky and dumb and
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and just having a baby with it, like, just made my anxiety crawl.
Mm-hmm.
But then as soon as she started growing really quick, I was like, this is getting better. Like, get her to, like, 1920. She can take care of herself, and then she can help a little bit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that shit gives me nightmares, because I never want to be put in a situation like that, where I have to, like, your buddy who got crushed,
mm-hmm.
he had to worry about somebody else, and then what's he do? He gets fucking killed.
Fucking crushed.
Thanks for the help, though, I guess. Like, that would be me. I'd be like, oh, I gotta take care of you guys. Hold on. Oh, now I'm dead. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, man. It just struck my anxiety.
Here's my question for you. Why did she stop growing?
Yeah, that was weird,
Was it because of...
It's like
they have some kind of
6 or 8 or something somewhere in there, like 6.
Or did they have some kind of like Captain America super soldier serum that they were injecting into these creatures that was turning them red?
Well, at the end, that's kind of how they beat them.
Yeah, but I mean, did they inject her with that?
Oh, maybe that stopped the aging.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'll go with that.
Sure.
Again, though, I want fucking reports and genetic reports. I need them on my
spreadsheet
desk.
On this shit.
Yes. I want somebody to do that. People do that shit with Cloverfield.
Yeah.
So give me this shit with Skyline.
You and I are going to have to sit down and do that.
Yeah.
Because no one else is going to do that for the Skyline universe, but you and me.
So I was bummed Eric Balfour wasn't. Okay. Not only was I bummed that Eric Balfour, they didn't use flashbacks from the first one and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if we go back, wow, Skyline was like our 3rd episode.
This is a while ago.
It was a long time. We've only been doing this for 6 months.
God, really?
Yeah, it's flown by. This will be episode 29 or something, maybe. I mean, it's flying. You figure that's 29 weeks. That's
a lot of episodes.
That's over half a year. But I remember it was when we were doing Skyline, we found out there was going to be a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of brainstormed on this together, because it said Frank Grillo's a tough as nails detective who has to rescue his son from an alien spacecraft. I think that was it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, how fucking awesome would it be if Eric Balfour is his son? And I mean, he got sucked up.
Uh-huh.
How cool would it be if Frank Grillo had to go rescue Eric Balfour and his girlfriend and their baby and stuff? And that would have been so much cooler that the baby is Frank Grillo's granddaughter.
Yeah.
I mean, there just feels like there's so many more connections and stuff that could have got made, but they kind of, which is fine. They went with the Purge, with the Cloverfield.
You know,
series.
It's one of those decisions based on how the first film ended, where you either have to do a pick up from exactly the point where the first movie ended and continue the story on, or you have to do what they did in what they actually did, and then just tell the story from a different vantage point. So I think it would have been maybe more difficult for them to pick up immediately where the first film left off and tell a coherent story from there, because I don't 100% know what you do
Well, I mean,
on the very end of the first film. How do you pick that up and tell the rest of that story? I don't know how you do that. So that's probably why they ultimately ended up with the story that we got in this film.
I think you could have kept it though. I think at the end of the first one, they get sucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond Skyline, you're introduced to Frank Grillo, and is it a day or a couple hours before it happened or something?
Okay.
But I mean, the timelines are a little off.
So you could have. I see what you're saying. You could have had.
You could have kept the same story.
Beyond Skyline could have been a couple hours before you introduced to Frank, and then they catch up and intersect with one another.
Yeah, like Fear the Walking Dead and Walking Dead. And
okay. Yeah, see, maybe that could have worked too, but.
And then,
I don't know. That's difficult.
It's really fucking nice of Frank to make a promise to this stranger alien to take care of this baby. I mean, if the baby, everybody takes care of a baby, but it's still like, that's a lot. That's a big fucking promise.
Unless you're that dude from that clown film.
Yeah. Then you eat it.
We're the only podcast that makes jokes about clown and not the movie It. You know that? Everyone else would go for It. We're like, hey, you know that movie Clown?
It's cool. But I just watched Clown like 2 days ago, so I'm like still amped up on it. Clown was great.
Yeah, it really was.
So we're still stuck on this part, but right away I was like, so we saw the pregnant woman from the first movie. Is that Eric Balfour, the alien, and his girlfriend? ? And then it is,
which was cool.
Oh, different actors. Yeah. That, and how she just dies. I don't like. I hate women who die in childbirth.
Yeah.
I have 2 children, and like just every time that happens, you're like, don't die.
Oh God.
Everybody's like, this isn't the 1800s. I'm like, this shit happens all the time. That's creepy. That freaks me out. I hate that. I don't want to see it. And then my notes jump right into arm blade. Let's talk about your bullshit future tech.
Hashtag, you stick your arm in the space vagina that gives you space vagina hole. And you pull it out and you got a blade on your arm.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's what it was.
I liked how
it fused with him.
Yeah,
you could see the
fucking awesome.
But I don't know why it dissolved. I didn't understand.
Did it dissolve?
That
one? But he still had it when he gave it at the end.
That was a different one. Oh, that was a different space vagina hole that he stuck his arm into.
Oh, that was convenient.
Yeah.
Oh, why did it dissolve?
I don't know.
What did he do?
What was the reasoning for that? I don't know. Who cares? Who cares why it dissolved?
No, I want to know now.
It was neat that they gave him a big old fucking blade and he just got to stab people with it. The end of the film when he gets it the second time.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it hadn't done this at all throughout the rest of the movie. It goes all from dusk till dawn for a minute, where it's like. Remembering from Dusk Till Dawn, where they had the stake thing that was like chopping through them. At the end of the film, all of a sudden it's like pneumatic and he's like jamming it. I'm like, where was that an hour and a half ago?
That would have been nice.
It was like they just decided, it'd be cool in this one shot. Just make it move up and down because it's brutal.
Who gives a fuck? It's Beyond Skyline. They're not gonna know.
Yeah, it's sci-fi. No one cares that much.
Yeah.
That was cool. That's kind of what I was talking about how this movie knows it's not supposed to take itself super serious. So it's Frank Grillo with a stupid fucking blade on his arm.
Awesome fucking blade.
Because it's cool.
Arm. Yeah.
It's cool. And why does it do that thing at the end of the movie? Because it's cool.
Yeah.
You don't need to be you don't have to break it down too deep, guys. It's just fun.
Yeah,
it's a fun film. Beyond Skyline understands that it's a dumb sci-fi film, and that's okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I like. I'm jumping all around because I completely skipped this one. It's a quote, but at the same time, it's like something that happens. I really like. The first alien that they fight in the tunnels. And they come out and there's a hole in the ground, and the car's falling down. Yeah. And he's shooting at it and he takes a knife on it and all sorts of shit. And then finally he just sets the car on fire.
Yeah.
and burns it to death. And I love how he's just like, everything fucking burns.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
That's a good line.
Except the lament configuration in Hellraiser.
Not burn.
Shit doesn't burn.
No.
So you're wrong.
Also, I don't think the stone the Wishmaster is in burns.
Yeah.
If I remember my terrible Wishmaster sequence,
Right.
I think they tried to burn it.
Probably. Because everything fucking burns. I'm sure he meant like organic.
Yeah.
But I wrote down quite a few quotes. I don't know where they're at right now. I'll say them as we go.
Sure.
Jared died really quick.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bummed. I was hoping there'd be more build on that. Maybe he'd get a fight alongside with them. I mean, they kind of had that. I'm just going to start calling them predators because they're not really. They're predators.
I don't know what to call them.
Yeah,
they're predators.
The predator guy. He had that cool one-on-one fight with the predator. He got his ass whooped.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see more Jared. I wanted to see. I mean, at the end, you get Frank's son like co-piloting with.
He's leading the resistance of mankind.
It's like Han and Chewie at the end.
Yeah, a little bit.
With oh my god, Rose and I can't remember his son's name, but Dave. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I want. Hopefully, and it's cool. Like if they keep going, that third movie, Cloverfield Paradox, all in space. You know, they can.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about Cloverfield a lot, but you can really. Same thing with The Purge. You can really. So like Skyline is very much like Cloverfield. Very much low budget, low key, or whatever. And then you go to 10 Cloverfield Lane and beyond Skyline. Expectations start rising a little bit. You kind of get what you want. It's more of a linear story. And then how Cloverfield Paradox is in fucking space.
Yeah.
Where does Beyond Skyline leave us?
Space.
Fucking space.
Flying space.
Yeah, with Rose and his son and.
I want a sci-fi movie where the third one, let's go to their home planet and fuck them up.
Yeah.
No movie ever does that.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
can we travel to their
for them?
Yeah.
Well, fucking Starship Troopers.
I've never seen Starship Troopers.
And thank you guys for
wrap.
listening. We'll see you guys next week. Fucking Starship Troopers. The only good bug is a dead bug. They go to their planet, I forget what it's called, and they just start burning everything and shooting them. We gotta watch Starship Troopers now.
I'll watch Starship Troopers.
Oh my god.
That's what I would do.
Film.
That's what I would do with the third Skyline film. Like, no, we're gonna go to their home planet. We're gonna fuck their shit up.
Yeah. Starship Troopers.
Why not? Why not? That'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, what am I trying to think of? I mean, like, in Star Wars, I mean, they kind of fuck up the Jawas.
Yeah. That's Star Wars,
It's
though.
not the same.
That's a little different. They travel between so many planets. Like, Independence Day. I want to see Independence Day. I want to see the world where those come from.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. I was
Like
like
the-
Independence Day.
Yeah.
The
like,
aliens, you want to see where the aliens
I always
come
want to
from?
see where the aliens come from, and we never get to fucking see where they come from.
From
ever.
another planet.
Yeah, I want to see it. Any of it.
Speaking of the aliens, would you... they talk about kind of like how they've probably been coming here for millenniums, and
Yeah.
like how we're just a crop. What do you think of that? I mean, that's pretty fucking cool,
That's
I thought.
accurate.
It's kind of like I mean, like you said earlier, it's kind of a Matrix vibe
Yeah.
where they're harvesting us, and then it's a lot of different mixes. I
Yeah.
forget what we were talking about. Just a couple weeks ago, we were talking about a movie that took a lot of different inspirations. Okay, we're talking about Equilibrium. It was with Brian. Equilibrium, everybody just wrote off as like a Matrix ripoff. But really, I mean, it takes inspirations from probably a dozen different movies, puts it together, create its own coherent story and everything. And I've fucking lost this train of thought, but
that's kind of... I
don't
think
even remember what I was talking about. I honestly have no idea what I was talking about.
I think where you were going with that is the Skyline draws inspiration from films like The Matrix a little bit.
Right.
And,
yeah.
and how
See, I was going somewhere.
See, I pay attention to what you say,
yeah.
Jeff. Excuse me.
So I think they drew a lot of different inspirations from everything, and then they kind of combine it and make their own unique story. And
you toss elements that
there's some Predator.
As a writer, you take elements from things that you like, and you toss it into a blender, and you're like, here's my original idea, and sometimes
make your own smoothie.
You make your own movie, your own script that comes out of it.
I like it.
That's what's cool. That's what Kevin Smith does.
Yeah.
I mean, you listen to him talk
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, talk about the movie Tusk. Where he's like, at the end of the movie Tusk, it'll be like the first Iron Man film.
Right.
Jeff Bridges come out in a bigger Iron Man suit. And like, only in Tusk, it's like fucking Michael Parks comes out in a bigger fucking walrus costume. Like,
right.
They don't have shit to do with Tusk, but like, that's where the idea came from. So yeah, I get it. That's what I would do. That's what I do when I write. So
I wrote down Grillo and Eco start fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, it was already badass because if you've seen their movies, you just want to see them beat the shit out of people. But what's really interesting is Eco starred in The Raid, and then there's a couple of years, I think it was 2015, 2016, there's supposed to be an American remake of The Raid.
I remember that. What happened?
I'm glad that got shut down because it doesn't need a remake.
Well, yeah.
But originally, the rumor was Frank Grillo was slated to star.
Oh,
so
that would have been cool.
It's kind of like a raid on raid.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some things just gonna be left alone.
I know. But that could have been maybe neat. Maybe.
I don't know.
It's like Old Boy. Like, of course, the original Old Boy is better. Of course it is, folks.
So why fuck with it?
Because why not? It don't matter. It don't matter. You can do another one. And
no, that's somebody's art.
The first one is still great.
Okay, I'm gonna repaint the Mona Lisa.
Okay.
No.
I'll buy it. I'll do it.
No, that's horrible.
Who cares? You ain't gonna fucking... Not like they're gonna replace the original with yours.
No, but that's just fucked up. I don't think it should be done.
I don't care, man.
I don't know.
I'm over the whole getting worked up over remakes and sequels and...
I will never stop my rebellion.
They're fine.
No.
Sometimes you get cool shit like that Texas Chainsaw film.
All right.
Rob Zombie's Halloween, which I really like.
Let's talk about the...
You're just going to move on.
Let's talk about the bunker. What do you think of the bunker? That it was kind of cool.
That's what I had hinted at. This is where the film could have been the ultimate crossover, and you could have had Sylvester Stallone from Rambo show up on his little little raft.
I would have never gotten that.
Yeah, Stallone totally could have showed up because it looked like they were all of a sudden in that film.
In Laos or something.
Laos or wherever.
I think that's where they filmed at, was Laos.
How cool would that have been if you would have been watching this movie and fucking not advertised Stallone would have showed up in the third act?
We need to go
with
down
that big fucking gun.
You see that giant alien down there? We need to go down there, but there's a river right there. Oh, the boatman will take us.
It's fucking Stallone.
Hey, you guys need to go down the river.
Yeah.
And then they can talk about him 2 feet away from him.
Away from him? Who's the fucking boat guy? He's fucking retarded. And he's just like right back behind him.
I can hear you. Uh-oh, that's not good.
Yeah,
plug this in real quick.
No, I thought that would have been very funny.
Yeah.
Get it plugged in?
I mean, I don't know. Keep talking. What did you think about it?
I actually... I was not expecting it to end up in, like, South Korea or wherever they ended up. So it was interesting that they decided to do that because I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
Oh, the ship crashes and you're in another part of the world?
Well, where else would you be?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was... I
thought it was cool.
Yeah, it was really
fun.
It's kind of where the whole movie... I mean, it just completely flips upside down.
That's where the movie gets better.
Then,
not that it was not enjoyable before, but this is where the movie actually picks up and it's like, oh.
The beginning of the movie was very much like Cloverfield. Like, you're just following these people through a wasteland of the destruction of the city.
And it was kind of stuff that we've seen
before,
but
the
then, stuff.
You take this turn and then next thing, I don't know. I think the filming was in like Laos, or they said it was in Laos or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then you get it. I was waiting the whole movie to fucking see Eco, and then finally we get to see Eco and his sister, which was weird. I thought, I thought they were boyfriend girlfriend or something. But I don't know. But and then you're introduced to like, I always say his name wrong. KG Beast, Cullen Mulvey. I don't remember what it is. But yeah, I like that whole sequence, and I like his googly eye, and that was unneeded but funny. And then that kind of leads us into like that third act where it completely takes a sidestep, and you're in Godzilla monster fights, and
that was neat shit.
All of them. Oh, before we get out of the bunker,
the big monster that comes out with the landmines.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That scene was good.
Yeah. I thought did it die? Did she kill it?
Presumably, because I mean, she was on a landmine and it was like gonna eat her. It's gonna eat her, and then
I don't feel like it was close.
She stepped off it. You're supposed to infer because it had stepped on one before, and it like blew part of its leg off, and so it was kind of hurting.
I don't know. I kept telling myself like, wait, but then she did it. I was like, too soon.
I know. I thought it was kind of too soon too. I kind of was hoping that it would have been like a Jurassic Park moment, where like the T-Rex, where it like bites the dude in half. Only this time it like would have went to pick her up and it would have exploded because it pulled her off the landmine. But maybe they didn't want to have a woman ate
I don't care.
by a monster.
Eat everybody.
Though I don't know if being blown up by a landmine is really any better.
No.
Just if it helps, imagine that as he fell over, he fell on additional landmines that blew up off camera.
Okay, fine. But I want to see it on camera.
Yeah.
There's another comparison between Rambo, Minefield.
Yeah. See?
That's the same Minefield.
I'm telling you, it was the same fucking village as Rambo. He was right around the corner. Connected universe, they were taking place at the same time.
But before we get too far out of that bunker though, when the aliens like start tearing into it and get in there, and like Eco's trying to guard the place, and he's like piling boxes up to block doors and shit, and then he fights that alien like,
that was a good scene,
man on man, and just like fucking
he burns him,
everything fucking burns. But yeah, like I was waiting the whole movie to see him do his shit, and then I finally got to see him do it.
I wasn't expecting it to have as many like
fight scenes,
martial arts fight scenes in it as what it actually did.
That's what you get with Eco.
That was a pleasant surprise. I wanted to mention, and I think this is a good time to do it, it was cool that the aliens were basically a dude in a rubber suit, because they could fight with someone, and it was like they were interacting with an actual thing.
Right.
Instead of it just being, here's a tennis ball and a stick.
Yeah.
Pretend that you're doing shit with it.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah, it was actually
it was actually like a dude in a suit, and so they had weight and movement, and they were like, when they would pick up objects, they're picking up an actual object, and that's cool. I like that. I respect that. More movies need to do that.
Yeah. Before we finish up later, we'll talk about the end credits.
That was really good.
We'll talk about that.
A lot. That was good.
We'll talk about that towards the end. But yeah, like the bunker fight, and then when they're all out in the temples and everything, and everybody's fighting, and he releases Yayan from the jail. He lets him out and gives him some shit. He's like, which by the way, he got shot in the belly. He's just sitting in there dying, unless they did something for him.
Probably not.
Yeah, who fucking knows? But just seeing all of them fight. Oh my god, when he gets ripped apart.
Oh yeah,
that was amazing.
So they rip one arm off, and he keeps going
fighting
with the machete.
Yes.
And then what they do? They rip the other arm and a leg off.
Oh my god, that was fucking amazing. Yeah, that was good shit. Yeah, they just fucking rip his arm off, and he's just like, "Bring it on, bitches!"
I'm still fucking going.
He keeps going.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that shit.
Yeah,
it's like, how many movies can't think of specifically that do that? None. But the ones that do it, I like. So, suck it. And then, they're all doing their thing. They're all fighting. And then the monster fight, which I did not expect.
Yeah.
That was fucking badass.
Yeah, that was neat.
They're like,
I didn't.
I think I wrote down monster fight, no mech fight, no monster fight. Like there are alien monsters and mech suits.
But it's like a biological
Yeah,
mech suit.
it's like
Yeah.
fucking awesome. And then so one of them is like the four-legged one that we've seen before, and Frank Grillo's son is controlling it.
Yeah.
And then that other Predator guy is in the other one, and the whole thing. It just took like
It doesn't last very long.
360. No?
It's not a very long scene, but it was cool.
Yeah, it was way fucking cool.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like seeing monsters and aliens fight?
Big old monsters.
Yeah. Knocking
Yeah.
fucking temples over and
I'll
shit.
take that.
Yeah. Doesn't Frank shoots one of them with RPG, and
Yeah.
then we get the what did they? Oh, they just took her blood, right? They took her blood, and that was kind of the key to it. They put it into one of those
One of those egg-looking things. Yeah.
Yeah. Those were like bullets, I think, or something.
Then they shoot that out into the sky. It blows up, and instead
instead
of being the blue light that I think was powered by human brains earlier, it's the red light, and then that seems to like diffuse people, and they're no longer under the control. They get their memories back, I think, from who they were before.
Which sucks though, because if you're already an alien, you gotta be a gross alien for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like I feel bad for his son.
What do you eat? What do you eat when
know.
you're just all of a sudden like, I'm a gross alien?
Children.
I
don't know.
Like Taco Bell. Like,
But I mean, like at the end of the film with Alice and Chewbacca, like that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a T-shirt that needs to be made. It could just be Beyond Skyline with the two characters, but instead of their names, I'll put Rose. No, Alice. But yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting now. It's going to be like a Beyond Skyline Star Wars Cloverfield Paradox mixed with Star Trek, mixed with everything.
I'm sure. I thought it was neat the way their spaceship was behind the moon.
Yeah.
It was hiding behind the dark side of the moon.
Those sneaky fuckers.
Because we can't see back there.
Yeah.
So, of course, he would hide.
Was at the end of the film on the ship with Rose and Chewbacca and stuff, was Frank on the ship?
No, you did not. You did not see him.
Okay, I don't like that.
You got to cover their bases in case they don't bring him back.
I guess
For the next one, which I think there will be a next one.
I would hope so. I mean, if fucking Skyline got a sequel,
I don't even know why I mean, I like Skyline, but other than you and me, no one fucking likes Skyline.
So
why is there
would
a
that
sequel?
get a sequel?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm glad it did. Holy shit.
I don't know. I mean, it's proof that, okay, maybe not a lot of people like the first Skyline, but it was cool enough and had a good enough idea that just do a sequel. I mean, just do a sequel that's a little bit different and see what happens and see if people like it.
Yeah.
I think people like this one.
I think if people are just scrolling through Netflix and they see Beyond Skyline and they see a picture of Frank Grillo with a alien knife, I think people are going to watch that, and then they're going to go on IMDb and they're going to look at shit and they're going to go, a sequel to Skyline.
What the hell is Skyline?
Now we got to go back and watch Skyline. So I think even if you haven't seen the first one, you've just seen this. Because like we keep mentioning Purge and Cloverfield and stuff, but like you can watch any of those movies out of context,
out of order,
and it's still a good movie.
Yeah,
that's kind of how Beyond Skyline is. I guess maybe
I think that's what they were going for.
And even with the Jared and his girlfriend thing, even if you hadn't seen Skyline,
they give you enough. They give you enough of a flashback to where
yeah, and it's like it could be taken apart by itself. It's good shit.
I've noticed Netflix does this, and I don't think it's a bad thing, but they make movies, sequels or otherwise, that you don't have to know anything about, like, the first one to watch it.
Was this a Netflix original? I don't think so.
I don't know, Jeff, but it's going to have a good home on Netflix. I mean, if it was not a Netflix original, its legs are on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, that's where this movie was destined to live.
I don't think it was. But
I don't think it per se has like the Netflix tag
right
on the bottom of it that you see on.
Well, no, because I bought it at Family Video.
Okay.
So get rid of
But
that.
anymore, if you're a filmmaker and you know you're making a lower budget film, its legs are going to be on sci-fi, or not on sci-fi.
Sci-fi?
No, sci-fi original. No, on Netflix. Like, aren't you making this movie with the idea of, yeah, we'll get a theater run and a DVD release, but the majority of the people are probably going to watch this on Netflix. Like, that's the platform that we want to put it on.
Yeah.
I would think so. That would be how I would approach it.
Yeah. That's how I would do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean...
It makes sense to me, dude.
Blu-ray sales would be cool, I guess.
Well, yeah.
So let's, I got a few more things on my notes I want to talk about, and then we'll do, trivia and,
Right.
the usual show format. So we will, jump into that. So I really wanted to I really wanted to talk about the outtakes.
Oh, yeah.
How often now do we get to see outtakes?
Not very often.
Never. And as soon as that started,
Rush Hour.
I had to because I was getting up, I was getting ready to okay, movie's over. I was picking up something, and then oh fuck,
yeah,
you gotta sit down and watch this. I fucking love outtakes.
I do too, and especially on a movie like this. I had messaged you. I was like, it's perfect that they put outtakes and bloopers and the guy in the rubber suit falling over because that was funny.
You're the worst fucking alien I've ever seen.
Yeah, I love that.
You're taking over us?
Yeah, because that's perfect. That's exactly what they need to do. People need to stop taking everything so damn serious.
Yeah,
this movie is not supposed to be that serious. And that's the perfect way to be like, hey, you can laugh at this. This is low budget. This is B-movie territory. We know that. Wink, wink. We get it.
Yeah. I'd say a good half of it was just the aliens falling through shit.
Which is funny.
They were on stilts and they just fell through the doorway, or his face falls off. Or that one time the whole thing came off and Eco put it on and started running around. That's the shit I want to see. I think
that's good.
We saw some of that with Justice League had some of that.
A little bit.
That they came out with Jason Momoa swinging around his trident and drops it. He grabs Wonder Woman's sword and charges.
Yeah.
I love that shit. That's the shit I want to see. Just because when you're watching a movie, they're, big actors. Mm-hmm. Then you watch the outtakes, they're like, oh, okay, I'll have a beer with you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Remember back in the old days when DVDs actually used to have special features?
Right.
Like that on them?
They still do.
Blu-rays don't hardly have shit.
You just talked about Gangster Squad.
Yeah, that's few and far in between. You buy Justice League and it's fucking bare bones with nothing on it now.
I think mine had
back in the old days it used to be
I know, it had a whole nother
It used
disc.
to be a 2-disc DVD special feature with everything you could ever fucking want and 8 commentary tracks and bloopers, and this is how we made it in an interview with Stan Lee for some reason. And everything. And now they're here's a deleted scene.
Yeah. Well, the internet.
Yeah.
You can go on
fucking
YouTube
internet.
and watch them all, or IMDb, or...
I want it on the disc.
I don't know.
On the disc.
But yeah, the outtakes, and then in the outtakes, what got me really giddy is Frank Grillo talking to Iko Uwais about we gotta get together, we gotta work together more. I'm like, please, for God's sake,
please do that Raid remake.
Yeah, no,
for Jeff,
no. If you haven't seen the Raid, go watch the.
I've seen the Raid.
If they haven't seen the Raid,
I haven't seen Raid Redemption.
That's the first one.
What's the second one?
Raid 2.
Jesus, I bungled that one.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, the Raid Redemption is that's the first one.
Yeah, I get that mixed up all the time.
And then the Raid 2 is can't remember what it's called.
Raid 2 Redemption, or
no.
The Redemptioner of the Redemption.
The Redemption Center. Cans are full price.
Redemption of the Raid.
I don't remember what it is, but go watch those fucking movies.
Yeah.
You'll shit yourself. Fucking love. I could.
The Raid would be one that I would.
Caitlin gets tired because for a solid year, all I wanted to watch was The Raid. She's like,
Yeah.
like we finally get the kids to bed, and she's like, I think I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm like, oh, I'm watching The Raid. She's like, again? I'm like, every night.
Yeah.
I was addicted to that movie.
We should add that to our list.
Oh my god, I totally would.
Yeah.
I fucking love that film. So what do we do next? Let's do some
trivia.
Well, let's do our one thing. We need to come up with like a name for that, like our pinpoint. I don't know what it is.
It's actually not a bad idea.
What's the one thing, if you could pick out from the film, that you thought set it apart and made it shut up, I like this worthy?
The fact that Frank Grillo is in it. Seriously though, he's so fun.
And we talked about, like, we have not done a Frank Grillo movie,
but we've talked about him a lot.
Contrary to popular belief,
yeah,
we have not done a Frank Grillo movie yet. So this is our first Frank Grillo movie, and I'm happy with it. Mm-hmm. So I completely cut you off. What were you saying?
No, I would say more of a deeper answer than just watch it because Frank Grillo is in it. Although you should, and I think that's a valid reason to watch the movie. Is that it is an interesting, like, they're building a world here with the look of the creatures and just the blue light and what that does and the sucking people up is maybe reminiscent of other things, but it's also different enough from other films on the market currently that I think it stands out a little bit, and I like that. I think that's interesting. So I would say that like the world building and the lore that they're setting up between the two films is cool.
For sure.
They embraced it more in the second one than I thought that they were. Than what I had anticipated.
Right. Yeah.
I thought that this would have fuck to do with anything in the first movie, and was just basically going to be Frank Grillo, and that's it.
Okay, yeah.
Like, you know what? That's kind of what I went into.
It had eco.
Yeah, I was surprised how much they actually embraced the skylininess of it, and went for it.
That's a T-shirt.
Yeah,
skylininess. My one thing, I'd have to say is instead of going. I've already said it 17 times, so this is going to really sound annoying. But instead of going the traditional sequel route, is doing like it's kind of like when you're talking about the world building with like this is getting old. Cloverfield, Purge, all those not sequels, but
taking place
in the same universe
within the same universe from a different perspective.
Yeah.
I
love that. And ever since Cloverfield, I see more films doing it, and that's the way I think it's not going to take place of traditional sequels by any means, but I think filmmakers, especially since you can use different people, different actors, you can use different sets, different locations. You don't have to worry about tying in, 4 actors for a 3-movie deal.
Yeah.
You can.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. Is there another franchise, new or old, doesn't matter. We're just making shit up. But is there another movie universe that you would like to see and done in this style from like another set of characters' perspectives? Maybe not even necessarily at the same time as the first film, but like, hey, here's this world. Here's something else going on in this world. I have my answer really quick.
Okay.
What do you think about it for a minute?
Okay.
Escape from New York. John Carpenter's Escape from New York is my answer because I love that. I have a soft spot for Escape from LA. But I think that is just a cool, fun world. And I want to see what else goes on. What other stories could you tell within that world and some of those fun, over-the-top characters. So that's my answer, Escape from New York.
Oh, fuck.
I know, I kind of put you on the spot.
No, I know, and I want to say something really good, too, but...
Another one for me would be The Warriors. I love The Warriors. That's a good one. You could tell with all the over-the-top gangs, the baseball furies, what the fuck is going on with them, you could totally tell.
I mean, I guess pretty much like even with stuff like Clown, just kind of those low budget horror movies. Those low budget horror movies, like what if after spoiler alert,
spoilers.
What if at the end, after he dies and he gets his head chopped off, and you see the suit in the morgue? What if you get the sequel to Clown, but it's not a direct sequel. You see that happen, the curse happening to somebody else.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's very broad. You can do that with pretty much any horror movie. Yeah. And a lot of horror movies do that because, like I said, it's a lot cheaper. You don't have to worry about ringing in people
bringing
for
back
multiple picture deals and stuff. But I mean, off the top of my head, that's a toughie. I mean, give me like a week and I'll come back. And
I don't know. Escape from New York is my answer because that's just always a film that I've always wanted to see
expanded
and more. And I know that there's comics and stuff like that.
And like Bright, we kind of talked about. We hope they.
Hey, Bright is a good one. We kind of could you do?
We talked about that. We kind of hope that they go this route, but they still could do the traditional sequel.
Which I'm sure they will, but even if after a traditional sequel, say you don't get Will Smith back, say he's done with the franchise, I think Bright, that's a good answer, Jeff. I think Bright is one that you can continue without Will Smith,
right?
Based on how cool that universe is,
right.
And you can put Frank Grillo in Bright 3 and tell that story with him, and you can make up a whole new set of characters that play by the same.
And see, that's
cool. That's a good one. That's a good answer.
It's gotta be compelling enough though, because many times, low budget horror movies will do this. There are a ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
Any horror movie that has a sequel is never really a direct sequel. Somebody else finds the curse now, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's
Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is a good example.
Yeah.
Some of them, I know the early ones kind of have some continuity, but you reach a point where it's just new characters. Jason, the lore is a little different.
Right.
It gets very fluid about what movies actually happen and don't happen in that universe.
I think if you're going to do that, I think that it just has to be compelling enough to... You have to be more interested in the story than the actors.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, like my parents watched Bright before I did.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Well, because of Will Smith. Exactly. But then you watch the movie. Now I'm more invested in the story and the world.
Universe.
I mean, it's cool that Will Smith is ready for the second one.
Yeah, I love.
That's like a bonus.
Yeah.
But if they weren't doing, and they were doing
you can do it without.
If they were doing it with Frank Grillo, that's fine. But I mean, stuff like off the top of my head, what am I trying to think of? Something like I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of anything.
I think Bright is a good.
But yeah, it's gotta have that. But I mean, if you took what's Fast and the Furious tried to do it. You go to Fast and Furious 3, and then it doesn't have Paul or Vin, and a lot of people kind of fell off board. And then that's why I think, what was it, like 4 years? And then you got the Fast and Furious with bringing them back.
Yeah.
I think that's an instance where the Fast and Furious franchise is more about the actors and the people involved.
That's definitely
rather than the story. Because who gives a shit about all their story, like their personal?
I know
I'm talking about like the overall plot line.
The overall story gets kind of muddied between the sequels, but
because it's just about. You want to see The Rock and Vin Diesel fight.
You were in it.
That's what you want to see.
You were in it in some of those. I think like the mid-level ones, like what, 5, 6, whatever. You're in it for Paul Walker and Vin Diesel,
right?
And of course the action and The Rock and everything. But you're in it for them. And then when they lost Paul Walker, the franchise I think kind of suffered a lot.
I saw 8. I like 8, but like you said, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
Because you lost the actor. Like the actors make that franchise.
Right.
You lose that. Yeah, you lose that, and like, well, what's left?
That's kind of what I'm trying to. I mean, that may not be the best example.
I think it's valid.
But I think this is one of the situations where the story, kind of the world building behind it, is more important than who's in it.
Yeah.
Whereas Fast and Furious is more.
I mean, other than you and I, who cares about
Jason Statham's going to be in Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I have to see it. Stuff like that.
Yeah. But like not
Yeah.
having Eric, what's his last name? Balfour?
Eric Balfour.
Eric Balfour. Not having him in Skyline 2
Yeah, it's not
sucks for you and I, but
Yeah.
most people are like, who the fuck's Eric Balfour?
right. Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
Good discussion. Yeah, I like that. Trivia. Do some trivia.
Was there some good trivia?
No.
There was
there
nothing.
wasn't. The trivia that I read was exactly what I had already written down. Talking about Eco and Frank fighting. Oh, Eco starred in the raid and Frank was going to play in the remake. Yeah, I know that. And then the other part was, I think, Eric Balfour played Jared in the first Skyline, and here is played by blah, 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 blah. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I think there was, in total, maybe like 4 lines of trivia.
Wow.
And so...
We should write some trivia. Let's make
just make some
let's
shit
make some
up.
shit up.
Yeah. It's rumored
That the
that
actor
Frank Grillo and Iko Iwa will star together, and because they said
in
we have to
Wishmaster
work
5.
together. Oh, yeah.
Just make some shit up. It's not happening.
Yeah, so that's about all it. And then kind of the most important part is Rotten Tomatoes. And we're kind of backwards on this week.
Yeah, we just wanted to do it.
Which was interesting.
I know, I've seen that on your notes.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
look.
Yeah, so I just assumed. I mean, we watched Skyline. Who the fuck is going to like Beyond Skyline?
Yeah.
Turns out critics liked it a lot more than we did.
Well,
which
that's
is
weird.
Strange.
Why?
Strange.
You got the
right?
numbers in front of you.
Yeah. Critic is 69%, whereas the audience score is 44%.
Why?
It's weird, right? That's
This
like
is a weird instance where I think that critics maybe understood y'all aren't supposed to take this movie so seriously, like what I've been trying to kind of push.
Yeah.
And I think maybe more people stumbled across this and didn't get that this is basically a B movie.
Right. Yeah.
And we're like, the fuck is this shit?
Or maybe they had, because Beyond Skyline, it's not like Skyline 2. Maybe
Yeah.
a lot of people didn't know that it was connected to something else. I don't know.
I don't think a lot of people know anything about Skyline.
But
my friend Adam, when I posted on Facebook that I was watching it, was like, I've never heard of Skyline or Beyond Skyline.
I never heard of Skyline until we did it.
Adam watches a lot of movies.
I never heard of Skyline until we did it.
I've seen that shit in theaters, man.
25% difference between the critics and
That's
audience.
weird. What do you think? Do you got any theories why critics?
I don't have any fucking clue.
That's odd.
I expected it to be
Honestly,
flipped.
flip those numbers.
Yeah.
If you'd have told me that, it was a 44% critic and a 69% audience score, I'd have been like, yeah, that makes about sense. I could
makes
understand
a lot
that.
more sense. Yeah, as soon as I got on Rotten Tomatoes to write it down, I was like, oh fuck, this is gonna be an awkward episode.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm glad that we're talking about it because I've seen some traction on social media, but not a lot of people talking about it.
No, not at
So
all.
I think that more people should watch it and give it an opportunity. I think it's fun. Sit back, turn your brain off, and
Literally.
get it sucked out of your head by blue light.
For sure.
Watch a movie, man. Like, it's on Netflix. It's fucking free if you're paying for Netflix.
Yeah.
You're not out shit.
Right.
Watch it.
Yeah. It's kind of. I'm still kind of dumbfounded over that. It's kind of strange.
Yeah.
25% difference between critics and audience. I don't know.
That's funny, man.
But yeah, so Beyond Skyline, you heard us kind of ramble about it, how much we like it. I think you guys should definitely give it a look. I don't think there's any more good things I could say about it.
Do we know what we were doing next?
Do we know? We were doing, yes,
I
we
made
do.
cards for it.
Yeah.
Ask me if I remember what they are, because I don't.
We're doing, don't tell, The Uglies.
That's what I'm watching tonight. Thank you.
Never seen it.
You'll like it.
I'm ready.
Oh, that's a good one.
The Rotten Tomatoes matches up, so
Yeah.
So that's good.
Mm.
So
Guilty pleasure film of mine.
this week was, what did we just talk about? Beyond Skyline, and the next week we have The Uglies, And are the ugly? The
yeah,
uglies?
the ugly. Just the ugly.
The ugly? Oogly? The oogly?
The ooglies.
So we got that. And then,
I thought we had a third one picked out.
yeah, I think it was just, it was last week Wishmaster and then Beyond Skyline.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
Ugly.
okay.
And then, I don't know, you want to throw the raid in there after that?
Yeah?
Fuck
We'll
yes.
do the raid, man.
The raid. All right, so I hope you guys
Just make
enjoyed.
Caitlin come on.
Yeah,
Watched
she'd be
it so many times with you.
pissed. She would just sit there and go, yeah, it was great.
It'd be fun.
So yeah, next week the ugly. Hope you guys enjoy this week. Beyond Skyline. Just do the normal thing. Go to pantheonnetwork.com. You can find everything on there, all the YouTube videos, all our audio clips. You can find Comedy Bowl podcast. Everything. Contact email, our Patreon, all that good shit. Everything's up there. pantheonnetwork.com. Give that a look. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you for joining us. If you're listening to us wherever you listen to our podcast at, thank you for listening. And Kyle, you got anything?
Football season, draft is getting close.
Oh,
So
yes.
even
Can't wait for the Seahawks to
know.
trade away their first round.
That's exactly what my Vikings are going to be doing too. Trade back into that second. Although you can get that 5th-year option with the first round pick, so that's pretty important too. But if you're a Vikings fan, you can check out my podcast, the Purple People Podcast. We're on Facebook, Twitter, every podcast thing ever. Adam has us up on iTunes, Stitcher, Podomatic, all of that shit. So look us up if you're interested in chatting some Minnesota Vikings football. We're excited. We're this close to actual news. Of actual football related stories.
Right.
It gets difficult.
I just
we go year round. We don't take a break, and so sometimes in the off season it gets kind of slow. And
What do you guys talk about in the off season?
You'd be surprised. There
was a picture on Instagram of Kyle Rudolph eating some popcorn.
Now you'd be surprised. There's so much that happens. Like Eric Kendricks just got a contract extension.
Yeah,
we trade.
But you talk about that for an hour. But how long is the podcast?
We usually go an hour, hour and a half.
How do you do an hour on just that?
Well, we're
I guess.
we're live, so we have people that join us in the chat room, which is a lot of fun. So we get questions from fans. And
fair enough.
There is more stuff that goes on than what you could possibly imagine every week. Like we always think nothing to talk about, and then an hour and a half later, we're still talking Vikings football.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. And hope to see you next week for the ugly and then the raid.
Yeah.
Going to be really fucking giddy for that.
Yeah.
Have a nice night or morning or afternoon or
good evening or good night.
Good night.
Or just plagiarize.
Oh, man. There was something really funny. I was listening to a podcast earlier, and at the very end of it, they're just like, and John, put that sandwich down. And I was like, oh, fuck. What if your name was John and you're eating a sandwich? How trippy would that be?
You're really fucking trippy.
I don't know. So, George, if you're eating that taco, put that down. Bye.